then on the screen is the QB that has surpassed them all from that draft class, the third-round quarterback, taken 6th overall by Pete Carroll, just across the front of your screen right there. Brandon Wheaton and Brock Osweiler are the other two quarterbacks taken before. Number 3 right there. Russell Wilson getting set to start for the Seahawks in St. Louis, where we find Jeff Chadiha of NFL Network. Jeff.
I'm doing well. How you doing, Rich?
Well, so what do you have for us today, Jeff?
Well, right now we're talking about Russell Wilson, and everybody knows he's had a great career, but what we don't see very often, at least not in public, is his passion and desire, the things that make him such a dynamic person and player. I sat down with him recently, and this is what I learned about the Pro Bowl quarterback. Impact, a word everyone talks about, but it doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. For some, it's about influence. For others, it's about shock. For Russell Wilson, it means leaving a mark on everything he touches. He's done that for his first 3 NFL seasons. This year, he's set to do even more. So, man, you all right? Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Yeah, trying.
Yeah. Look at the last 3 years you've had in this league. It's been as phenomenal as anybody's ever had. Well, why do you think it's happened for you?
A lot of reasons. First of all, the team that we have. I think the way we play together, the way we play for each other is the #1 reason. I think also consistency. You know, consistency in the sense of how I have to prepare, how I have to train mentally on and off the field. When the game's on the line and finding ways. There's really been only one major moment that it hasn't worked out for us.
Russell throws inside. Oh my God! At the goal line.
Hopefully that can change into the good again.
You took a lot of players to Hawaii this past offseason.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that trip?
We've been doing it the past 3 years. We went down to Manhattan Beach for the past 2 years, and this time I wanted to kind of get them away a little bit, especially after the Super Bowl and kind of everything. We wanted to kind of just change the scenery a little bit. So we went down to Maui. Had an unbelievable time. We chartered all the guys down. We had about 80 to 85 people on the plane, wives and girlfriends and kids. It was kind of a good family trip, but also, most importantly, it was a time for us to work. Hanging out, really sharing those moments together, and also having hearts to hearts in terms of how we're going to process the next year.
You have a new contract now. Much was made about what was going to happen with it. How does that affect the way you approach this team now? Because before it was Russell Wilson, great defense, great running game, but now it's also Russell Wilson, big contract.
It doesn't change anything. The goal is to be clutch when we need to be clutch and be consistent, and ultimately win football games.
We're going to talk about impact today. When you go to a children's hospital every Tuesday and see kids go through their own struggles. The first day you walked in there, 3rd-round pick, nobody really knew much about who you were. What was that experience like for you? What are your memories of that first day?
First thing is, they didn't think I was going to come in every Tuesday. Like, well, it's nice that you came this one time. Thank you so much. I said, well, honestly, my goal is to come every week. They kind of looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, no, don't worry, I'll be here.
Wilson's impact has been felt far beyond the field. Last year's Super Bowl loss was devastating, but it didn't break his passion for life. When he wasn't making trips to the White House, or enjoying his new high-profile romance, or even making a cameo appearance in the movie Entourage, he was right here at Seattle Children's Hospital, where his impact has been felt the most.
Big hug, it's so sweet.
I don't think you can really emphasize enough what a huge impact this has for these kids. If they're going through these amazing challenges, to have somebody like Russell who can come here and visit so regularly makes a big difference. We always joke about, we do a lot of things as doctors and nurses. I don't think what we do has nearly the same impact as what he does.
So why is Russell your favorite player?
Because he comes around to Seattle Children's and visits the kids.
I see you a photo right there. What does that photo mean to you?
It means special to me.
It was really interesting when Emmy met Russell. It was at the beginning of her diagnosis. She was terrified of anybody who came in the room. She would scream and cry. And for some reason, when Russell Wilson walked in, he brought this calmness to the room.
Oh, you want to say something?
Emmy, you say go Hawks?
Oh, God.
There we go.
And there are challenges every day. And, I've got to think for somebody like Russell, to see a kid go through that and realize how strong they can be to be able to tackle those things, it makes a game situation seem a little less critical when you can see these kids fighting for their lives.
Bye, darling. Give me a big hug.
Ah.
let go because there's a 10-year-old girl, there's a 12-year-old boy that they feel like they have no more hope. Maybe for the next year of their life, I can just encourage them and be there for them in whatever way possible.
Great stuff, Jeff, and obviously Russell Wilson. Kurt, you have the floor, sir.
Oh, man, I mean, what do you say? I mean, we talk about the big contract and how that affects certain people. I don't think there's any worry that that's going to affect Russell Wilson. I think he's grounded. He knows who he is, what he believes in, and I think that's going to carry him through. But I will say, big contracts come with high expectations. And it's one thing if that defense continues to play that way and they can continue to run the ball and Russell Wilson can be the Russell Wilson that we've seen. But when those things change and you have that high dollar amount, there's going to be high expectations and pressure on him to perform in a different way and carry this football team. And it'll be interesting when that time comes. I just don't think it's here yet.
You know what I love, though, and I get up in the morning and I watch Game Day first and I listen to Michael Robinson talk about he's still the same dude. You know, he's putting the word in the locker room in the lockers of all the guys, and he's staying consistent. That's one thing he has to do. You can't let the guys that you are leading see that anything is changing, even though that bracket is changed. He's just an incredible guy. When I did that man-to-man with him a couple of years ago, he's so genuine. You're around him. You don't feel that there's no phoniness to him.